Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in whichever part of the world. I'm trying my level best to make a bad attempt at aping my dear friend, Dr. Menaca. Welcome to this beautiful first anniversary episode of Meet Menaca, connecting you or celebrating you, all about you. I don't know what all can I say with that. To all people in India, wish you all a very happy Independence Day, a 75th Independence Day. And for all people across the world, I guess this platform, what better day to have it? Today we are celebrating independence of speech, a platform, a place where we can share our thoughts, a platform where it's not about me, it's not about you. Frankly, it's about us. And each one of us actually make this platform. When we began, exactly a year ago, I would say, frankly, much earlier than that, we really never knew that we would have reached this far. And I guess Menaca will vouch for it, that we've had quite a few jitters, quite a few agreements, disagreements, and a lot of, discussions and food for thought. But then finally, the food which was served, I guess all of us will agree, was totally worth it. And today, as we complete one full year of this journey, frankly, if you ask me, it feels like just yesterday. It feels like yesterday when Menaca calling, okay, what time should we keep the show? What kind of link should we prepare? Should we do this? Should we not do that? It really doesn't feel like it was 1 year ago. And I can assure each one of you, and I'm sure you all will agree, that even 10 years down the line, or 50 years down the line, we are yet going to feel the same, as if this started just yesterday. And the reason for that is very simple, because this is not about the world. This is not about me. This is about you, us, who make this show what it is. Without each and every one present here, each and every one on our community, I don't think so we would have reached where we have reached. What started as a place where we wanted to touch upon, or rather ring the strings of our soul, has today become a place where we all meet without any worry. We used to meet on Saturdays earlier, we meet on Sundays now, but nothing else has changed. The vibe, the thought process, the objective, the goal, the reason what makes us all leave everything else and come here at this very time. I guess more than me, all of you all have more than valid reasons to express the same. So first and foremost, a big round of applause to all of you who make Meet Menaca celebrating you. So as per my discussion with Menaca earlier, I would want to do the least of the talking, because at the end of the day, it's about celebrating you. So today, you've been here, you've been such a patient lot, you've been such awesome listeners. Today is our job to listen and your job to share. So what better way to get going today than by calling Menaca to please share few words from her side, right? She's always a person of very few words, I know that, but just a few words more, Menaca, right? In order to get this thing going, or rather to set the ball rolling. Over to you, Menaca.
Thank you so much. A very warm welcome on Meet Menaca. This is the day to celebrate you. To be perfectly honest, I had no clue that I was supposed to speak today, and I thought I was supposed to take the back seat and just enjoy the show. And Rohan is hosting. Rohan just told me, no, you have to say something. So here I am. I really, really appreciate all of you for sharing the journey all this time. Exactly like Rohan said, this idea just came about because of the circumstances around it, around a year back, because of a lot of people calling and sharing, and there were suicide, there were family sides, there were job losses and grief. And I just sat in a group of my trainees, actually in one of the training sessions, and I said, we must do something. and we must do something what everybody else is not doing, because there's no point doing exactly the same thing what everyone else is already doing, because it's not going to be of help for anyone. And one thing I was very clear was it has to be very inclusive, it has to be diverse, and it should be approachable for everyone across the globe, because I have lived in 3 countries myself, 2 decades in Sri Lanka, a decade in India, and the rest of the 2 decades here. So I was very particular about that. Hence, we decided to do it in English. And thank you so much for all my trainees who said, just start, we will be there. We will just be there every step of your way. Don't worry. We will give our time, the resources, and they did. Of course, some of them, due to personal reasons, had to take a back seat, and because of grief, because of job loss, because of migration sometimes, we understand that, but immense gratitude for them. And of course, Rohan, I know him through Toastmasters, so he was one of the first people I called, and I said, I'm planning to do this. What do you think of this? Rohan said, of course, if you're doing it, I'll support you. And that's how Rohan joined. And obviously, soon after, a lot other people joined. And of course, I don't want to go through the list. I think someone else will be mentioning it. So I better keep it brief. Far from it. Once I start speaking, there's no stopping. So I better stop and let others speak for the day. Thank you so much from bottom of my heart. I really mean it, for each and every one of you, for helping all this time, and hope that you will join our journey going forward for many years to come. Thank you. Over to you, Rohan.
Thank you, Menaca. I don't know where the thought came in your mind that you do not stop, but I can tell you that whatever you say is surely music to all our ears. And that's the reason why we tune in week after week to listen to that. So just keep talking, keep sharing, and keep being you.
Thank you.
So with Menaca sharing her, the reason why we actually began this journey, I guess now I'll move the baton to the participants. And I would want to begin with Suja. Suja, if you could just unmute yourself. And Suja was our speaker a few sessions earlier as well. And she's come twice on our platform as a speaker. And Suja, we would love to hear from you a few words about your experience with the show over this journey.
Thank you, Rohan. If you ask me to share the experience, it's quite a roller coaster. Because I was approached by Dr. Kanta and asked if I would like to talk about the topic, is living together still a taboo? I didn't have any problem, but I asked the question, are you ready to talk about it? Because that's the issue. It's not me talking about it. Are you guys ready to listen to it? And she said, no, you speak to Menaca, she will be in touch, and you take it from there. Then Menaca and I had a chat. I didn't have a problem. We had a meeting, a discussion, I think it was February earlier this year. And well, as expected, it was a controversial topic. Not everyone accepted it. There were issues, there were backlashes, everything. However, what I enjoyed being part of this show is the fact that it talks about the matters that we don't want to talk about. That's the most important part. There are so many topics, they're out there, it's happening right in front of our eyes. We are happy to ignore the elephant in the room and move on. And those are the topics we are being discussed in this show. That's why it's important. Starting from suicide, depression, living together, every dowry last week we spoke about, it's the age-old custom of archaic age, but it's still existing. These are the matters that no one wants to talk about, but we are talking about it. That's why this show is important, and that's why the show is very relevant, according to me. And that's why I'm part of this show. And I absolutely applaud Menaca for coming out with this idea, and the team for actually carrying it on. To carry on a show for 52 weeks with 52 different topics, 52 or 50 different speakers, it's amazing. It's not easy. There are people who would say, yes, I'll be part of it. And they could easily say day before, sorry, I'm not being part of it. The team actually deals with all of this in the background. What we see is just all of us sitting here and talking about it. However, for it to exist, for it to come this far, a lot of work has been put in. So well done, team. And I'm absolutely honored to be part of this great venture hopefully we'll be traveling together for a lot more years to come. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Suja, for those kind words. I guess it's powerful speakers like you who make the show what it is. So thank you for your lovely contribution. And moving on to our next speaker, right? Again, I'm right now speaking about the people who have spoken on this platform, right? And let's move on to Dr. Bala.
Thank you, Rohan, for your kind words. And thank you for the team for inviting me to say a few words. I met Menaca for the first time this year when we were looking for a host to host our one of our UK charities fundraising event. And 3 people we were considering. Rudran suggested Menaca. He didn't influence me at all. He just gave me the contact number. And when I came and saw the Menaca talk show, there was a wow factor in me. Oh, great. There is something like this happening in our community, and something really needed. And we selected Menaca and the team for our fundraising event. It was a tremendous success. And then onwards, I was the regular participant. Menaca called me to be one of the speakers, and thereafter, yes, I'm there most of the weeks. Outside my work, as a consultant psychiatrist, we deal with mental illness. We talk about preventing mental illness, but mental health promotion, we do only a lip service. There was a need, but I couldn't do anything through my work in that area. Among the people whom I know, these are doctors, other professionals, relatives, not many were interested. I would say only a handful were able to attend to and have a long discussion on this. And they say we really enjoyed the conversation. But I sometimes wonder within me, am I boring other people? My wife reminds me, always you go on to these topics, they are heavy. We'll have some light conversation. And so I was always reluctant to talk about it as well. But when I came to Meet Menaca talk show, it was so great to see so many people from all over the world, English-speaking crowd, getting together, and we are learning from each other. Individuals, they came and told their experiences, and their endurance, their resilience, we were able to admire and learn together with them. And the format of the talk show is so well thought through. The presentation, after that question and answers, then some of us get together, whoever who can stay behind. With the speaker, we discuss things, and sometimes it goes on to 2 hours. I wonder whether it is too long, but everybody is staying, showing how interested they are. May I take this opportunity to thank Menaca and the team. I don't want to mention individual names because somebody else may mention it. And if I miss 1 or 2, it is not fair. So I'll call all of you as the A team. Thank you very much for all your hard work. You must be spending hours before every week preparing for these talk shows. After the talk show, you must be sitting together, editing, recording, and uploading in the YouTube. A lot of work. You're doing free of charge. I've been talking to Menaca. Please put up a system where people who want to contribute, people can come without paying, but anybody who wants to contribute, make up a system where we can contribute. At least for us to feel part of you and feel that we are supporting this good cause. So think about it, and may I take this opportunity, I'm sure all of you will join in thanking Menaca and the team for the great work they are doing, and I'm sure it will go from strength to strength, and will become, I wish, it becomes a social campaign for successful living. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Bala. I can surely say one thing, that it's people like you who make those heavy topics light. So don't worry, we are more than interested to hear a lot more from you. And with regards to the 2-hour time that you did mention, trust me, if given a chance, I guess we could have even gone on for a few hours more if nobody would have told somebody, okay, fine, people, we need to move on to the next show. That's the kind of enthusiasm that we see on this forum. So thank you, Dr. Bala,
You're
for
welcome.
those kind words, and thank you for even putting across this thought that if people would want to voluntarily contribute and take this forum ahead, why not? Let's discuss this idea for sure. Thank you, Dr. Bala.
You're welcome.
Now moving on to our next speaker for the evening, and we have amongst us Dr. Arani.
Dr. Arani.
Arani, sorry, ma'am, sorry for that.
That's all right. Thank you so much, Menaca, for firstly inviting me to speak on brain health a few weeks ago. What was the experience like for me? I think, well, I'd never done anything like that before. I was amazed by the fluency of the questions and the depth of interest in the audience, and how you engaged everyone, Menaca. I think you've got amazing communication skills, and I hope to learn from you. So thank you so much for asking me to come and speak on your show. And more importantly, I wanted to thank you on behalf of all the people like my parents who really enjoy your program. And it's a great way of raising awareness in lots of difficult issues and health. And I'm so proud of all the work that you've done. It's really helped a vast number of people in the community who've been really quite isolated during the pandemic. So I just wanted to say thank you for that. And last but not least, I have bought your book, Menaca, but there is a queue of people in my household waiting to read it. So my mother-in-law is reading it first. I'm second on the list, and then my mother wants to read it. So yeah, we're really enjoying your program. So thank you.
Oh, thank you so much. Really means a lot. Thank you, Arani.
Thank you, Dr. Arani, for those sweet words. I guess you mentioned it very well, that it's all about learning from each other. So we are learning from you, you're learning from us, and that's exactly what makes this platform what it is. Thank you, ma'am, for those kind words. And now moving on to a man who's come, done, I guess, 2 shows for us, if I'm not mistaken, 2 episodes, as well as done a lot of hard work behind the scenes. I know him personally through my Toastmaster journey. That's exactly where Menaca met him as well. And I can vouch for it that perhaps one of the most diligent people I've ever met in life. So without further ado, Rupak, over to you.
Thank you very much, Rohan. Well, it's like you, I have been involved from the beginning as well. And like everyone reiterated, it is because of the value it gives to all the audience, and not just people who are on this show live, but also because this is hosted on YouTube. So all these recordings go on YouTube, so anyone can actually watch back. And this is very, very important. So just being a live show itself would have limited value if this could not be revisited. And also, for example, we watch a show live and then sometimes we feel like, oh, I want to show it to my friends, my colleagues, my family, because there's so much to learn. And today I was actually creating something. I helped Menaca create a montage of all the episodes, all the 53 episodes in total, and with some words from Menaca. And as I was doing that, I looked at the title of each of the topics, rather, for each of the shows. And there are some shows that I would like to watch. Again, it's just about the content. When you look back at the content that has been created over this 1 year, and just to think what more we all as a community could contribute. And very rightly so, it's about you, and this you means each and every one of us. So without saying anything else, what I would like to do is actually play the video which has been created. And this is a montage just for anyone who is new on this show or just to reminisce.
Welcome to the first anniversary of our talk show Meet Menaca, where we celebrate you. This celebration is for the journey we started last year in the midst of challenges, sorrow, and loss, owing to the COVID-19 pandemic. 1 year on, we have shared knowledge and wisdom of several experts in various fields and the life stories of ordinary men and women who continue to live extraordinary lives, challenging and overcoming social norms and stigmas. Our ardent intention in sharing their journey has been to raise awareness, instill hope, and inspire to create positive change on a global scale. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude to all the speakers who lent their voices to make this talk show a success, and to the live participants who have joined in from 46 different countries. I'm really grateful to everyone in the amazing team who support me, devoting many hours of hard work and dedication, sharing their expertise generously. I'm thankful for my family, friends, and well-wishers for being there to cheer us on, showing unconditional love and wishing me well in all that I do. I want to take this opportunity to thank my mentors, coaches, and trainers for their guidance, advice, and training. Most of all, immense gratitude to each and everyone in the Meet Menaca community who tune in week after week and share their valuable time, positive energy, and encouraging words. Thank you for sharing the show with your friends, family, and your community. Thank you to all those who support us on the different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, helping us share our message far and wide to help create ripple effects. Become a part of our social change movement by subscribing and sharing our content. Come, let's join hands together and become the change in celebrating you. Lots and lots of love, Menaca.
So, well, hopefully you got a glimpse of all the 53 episodes that were aired. And that goes to show the amount of rich content that was created through the contributions of the speakers. And I have been, as Rohan mentioned, I have been a host in the show a couple of times as well as a guest. And this is what I would encourage. If you know someone who you think has a voice, who you think has important things to contribute to the greater world, please do reach out to them and contact us, contact Menaca, because the more we reach out, the more we enrich not just our lives, but the lives of others. So, of course, I'm a part of the team and we are contributing and we'll do whatever we can. But most of all, thanks to Menaca for the initiative that she took for creating this, because each of the shows that is aired has something that can be of value to someone that we know. So with that, I wish the best to Menaca, of course, and look forward for many other episodes, new episodes of the show. Thank you, Rohan.
Thank you, Rupak. I guess I called you by the right name, the man for all seasons. And we pretty much saw that through that journey. For those of y'all who may have joined in, a little bit, maybe a little later in the journey, I guess this was a beautiful glimpse of where we began to where we are and what all episodes have we gone through. And to be very frank, Menaca, I can proudly say that we are a global show, without a doubt. Right from people visiting the show, right from speakers speaking on the show, right from people viewing it on social media platforms. And I'm sure that 46 is only going to become triple and even more than that by the next anniversary for sure. Not that we will do something, but not that you will do something, but all of us will do something, because at the end of the day, it's your, my, all of our voices being represented. So thank you, Rupak, for those kind words. And they more than mean a lot of importance to all of us. Thank you, Rupak. Moving on to our next speaker, and Dr. Shanti.
I think having heard everything that's been said, I'm lost for words, and I think the words have already been said. But let me first say, thank you for asking me to say a few words on this first anniversary day of Meet Menaca. Throughout this year, I have been struck by the commitment and the enthusiasm of Menaca and her team throughout this year. Doing it each week is not easy. The time commitment is to be highly commendable. Equally, the topics chosen was not only academic issues, but also of interest to people from all walks of life. It was enlightening. Congratulations and well done. In addition, I want to say, as moderators, Menaca and her team have a lovely smiling face. They were perfect. Having done one show, I can tell you that from the bottom of my heart, they are very supportive and engaging, not only to the speaker, but also of the audience. I just want to say, as a child and adolescent psychiatrist, I spoke about children's mental health and, more importantly, on parenting. I'm struck and saddened by the increase in mental health among adolescents, particularly between the 15 to 30 age group, and the increasing suicide rate of late. I think we talk about the social media, the usefulness, but equally, everything has its pros and cons. Facebook, Instagram, and everything have played their part in this increased suicide rate. And recently, during the Olympics, we would have heard one New Zealander who was not selected for this year's team committed suicide. And it came, not usually, what is surprising and not surprising is that it comes as a shock to most, particularly to the parents. They don't realize the distress the children, their teenagers are facing, so it comes out of the blue. So the question is something that you people, the team would look upon, is where has this parenting gone wrong? It's a question I always ask myself. Being a parent myself, sometimes I think I can do the parenting better now, having learned. And I just want to end by reading a quote from my famous child psychologist, Dr. Bruno Bettelheim, who says, parents must never give in to their desire to create the child they would like to have, but should instead help their child to develop into the person he or she wishes to be. By looking at the world through the child's eyes, we can achieve a deeper understanding of why children behave as they do. This will help us to develop a sense of security as parents, which in turn will reinforce our child's own self-confidence. And the key to becoming is not to become a perfect parent, he says. In fact, he said there's no such thing as a perfect parent. But a good enough parent is what he assures is all we need to be. I said that as a nutshell because we are all parents. We don't need to be perfect. Good enough parent. That's how I console myself being a parent of two children. So it has been a very enlightening program, Menaca. Please, God, carry on and all the very best for years to come. And thank you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Shanti. I guess you asked a very pressing question. And I'm sure in some way or the other, in the episodes gone by and the episodes coming ahead, that question will be answered in multiple ways. But one thing that you really brought out very beautifully, and I would want to ask this question to Menaca, you are a chocoholic dentist. And yet you have perhaps the most beautiful and infectious smile. So if you want to ask us why we keep smiling through the show, it's your smile which keeps us, wanting to match up to it. What's the secret behind it, Menaca?
Just being chocoholic dentist.
Great. So I guess Dr. Shanti gave me that opportunity to clear my doubt. Thank you so much, ma'am. Now, I want to ask each one of you all just a random question. We all love watching something maybe on television or maybe on an OTT platform or, a show that we are really looking forward to. What do we do if we miss that show? What do we do? Like, if one day, we were not able to, watch that because we were, doing something else or busy with another commitment, etc. What do you do? Anybody? Just, it's an open question. Catch up, okay. Catch up TV, fair enough, Kirba. Watch the replay, absolutely, Geeta, agree with you. So here we have one of the speakers who so wanted to be here and she's feeling the same about this show. So she said, if I cannot be here, why don't I actually send in my thoughts? And then I will watch the replay on YouTube later. So Dr. Lakshmi, one of our speakers in one of the episodes, has sent her wishes and her thoughts, and who better than Suja to share the same with us. So Suja, if you could just share Dr. Lakshmi's words, we'll be more than happy. Thank you.
Thank you, Rohan. It says, congratulations on achieving this milestone. I'm deeply grateful to have been part of your journey, a journey that we can see is full of passion, dedication, and has the potential to challenge the lives of many. When you invited me to share my expertise on menopause, I had no idea that this would bring out the response it received within the span of 24 to 48 hours. I had many phone calls, voice messages, text messages in praise of the initiative to spread awareness on this topic. They were both from medical and non-medical listeners. Since then, I have been inviting in various platforms, including TV channels, public events, and webinars. Menaca, you are absolutely amazing in every aspect, and you have the greatest qualities of the host. I wholeheartedly wish you the very best in your endeavors, and I will always be here to support. Happy first anniversary. Best wishes, Dr. Lakshmi Velayuthar, consultant gynecologist. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lakshmi. Thank you, Suja, for sharing that with us. So yes, I feel very proud as a team member when people actually are feeling that when they miss an episode, right, they still want to contribute in some way or the other. I guess that brings a lot of cheer for all of us. And now after all our speakers sharing, or rather a few of our speakers sharing their thoughts, now over to a few participants. So can I have Dr. Shri, if you could just share a few thoughts from your end, sir?
Wow. Welcome to the Menaca, sir. Thank you, Rohan. This is a great time to see all of you. Last 1 year, Menaca did a lot of things, and her team give a good input and support to create this wonderful day as a best wishes to the Menaca Meet Menaca anniversary. Okay. I just want to say about how I joined this. Actually, the last COVID season, I had a chance to participate the course, 12 weeks course through Tamil Helpline. So I want to create thank to Dr. Puvi, is my friend, introduced to that. Through that, I completed that course. During that time, I met through the Zoom Menaca, and I understand how she efficient. And at the same time, I read her book. This time I want to show this book, Resilience Learned from Menaca. So I understand how she faced in the past and how she's strong, how she able to do this. And the team members help a lot. So I'm so interested to continue watch this show. And I met so many professional educated people through Zoom. I learned a lot from them. So it's a great things for me and everybody. So I want to say something. Dr. Bala said a lot of things, the same things same to you also. So this is my expression. Best wishes for the future. Good luck. Thank you a lot, especially all team members. Thank you, Menaca. Thank you, Rogan. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much.
And I send a flower bouquet through Zoom. that is from my garden. It's still there.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sri. I guess those words mean a lot. And I guess that makes us feel so proud and happy that we're able to touch so many lives in our small way. Thank you. Thank you for being such a regular patron. And we hope to see and hear you also in the near future. Thank you, Dr. Sri. Moving on to another of our participants, Geeta. Ma'am, if you could just share a few words about your experience with the show.
Thank you, Rohan. Okay, first of all, my heartiest congratulations to Menaca and the team for a wonderful show. You are doing a great job, brilliant service to the community, and I'm sure many people would have benefited. Just to give a brief idea, I met Menaca from a different forum, and on the introduction, the first page of Menaca's book, Resilience Learned, I think it's an intro written by Menaca, I think. When I read that, I like strong women, and I thought, oh, wow, that's exactly that came to my mind when I read that. Wow, I would like to meet this lady one day. Then anyway, later Menaca posted the link for her WhatsApp group for the Meet Menaca group. So I joined that, and I was there on your first show. It used to be called Soul Strings. Yes. And if I'm not mistaken, I think it's Rohan who was the first presenter as well.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. And I actually listened to it today. And because I really liked the way Rohan made the introduction about Menaca and the show. So I've just got the words that stay in my mind is Rohan said, I mean, obviously he's a Toastmaster, so I cannot match the way he said it, but I love to listen to Rohan. And he said, nobody to judge, nobody to rate, allow your thoughts to pour out of your gates. It was something that stuck in my mind. And after watching it, I mean, I have not been there for all the shows, I haven't been there myself, but I have listened to most of them, even when I wasn't there. This show is all about that. Be open. There is nobody to judge. Bring your thoughts and, vent it, talk about it. There are many people there this show has helped. And I have sent the recordings to many people. This is not just on one topic. It's not about mental illness. It's about, prostrate to cancer, to menopause, to public speaking, to it. And I have told Menaca. And also mental illness is a topic that I'm talking as an Asian here, but in the Asian community, people think it's a taboo. It is a stigma. I'm sure in England, people are more, when you're at work, you get all this, oh, I'm depressed and getting sick leave and all that. It's more common here. But back home, even the people who are living here after 30 years, 40 years, they are reluctant to talk about mental illness. So this show brings people, you are not alone. Even when Menaca wrote about herself, she has had her own battles. But, for somebody who is not so qualified, so say not so successful, rather, I should say, use the word, not so successful, when they look at Menaca in a show, it's easy for her to say, because, she's a dentist, it's nothing is a problem. So she can say it's easy. It's not. When you read her book, I haven't read it yet, but I have a fairly good feeling, which I will one day read sooner or later. But so people to know, yes, successful people have had their own battles, which are sometimes worse than what the other people have had. So this show is absolutely brilliant. Menaca, she herself is an inspiration. I've had the opportunity to meet her personally, which I'm really glad. But she's an inspiration, and this show is an inspiration. Now, a lot of people consider me as a strong person, but there are topics I myself wasn't comfortable in talking about. But this show has given me a lot of confidence to talk about it. Don't think you are alone. And this show is absolutely, I can go on saying a lot about it. It is absolutely brilliant. I think even the university student, you should try to get wider audience. I have said it in the show once as well, for university students, because a lot of people in the university go through depression. There are suicidals, and to housewives, to reach out to different age groups, different bands, and even tell them about these shows, listening to the YouTube and promote it, because it is very important. There are lots of people. And again, I love the way Suja handled the controversial topic about living together. And there was another guy, a newly qualified law student in a law firm. He handled a very good topic. So for the youngsters because even the speakers are of various age group. So listening to them, and for the youngsters, without, as a mother, me telling that, oh, mom always, goes on about it. But listening to it from another youngster who has just qualified or just passed out, the obstacles that he faces, all those things are more appealing to them. So this show you all are doing an absolutely brilliant job, and please continue to do, and please try to, I try my best to promote through Facebook or my social media to get wider audience, but you should try to address, even if you have some talk shows in universities, open days, things like that, because those are the people who need, and a lot of people don't want to accept that there is a problem because they think it's a stigma. Yeah, so I think I've spoken too much, but yeah, you all are doing an absolutely marvelous job, brilliant, and I'm really humbled and privileged to have had time to say something about this wonderful show that I'm a big fan about.
Thank you, Geeta ma'am. Thank you for those kind words. I'm sure your advice will be paid heed, and we will also try, our level best that in the episodes coming ahead to cater to a larger audience base. And I guess, just the way your words were flowing really showcases your love and affection for the show. And,
Yes.
it just came from the heart. And I guess that's the best way how anybody can say. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am, for those kind words. Moving on to another of our very regular participant, Dr. Jagannathan, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly, sir. Right? If we could just hear a few words from you.
Yes, Rohan, you got it right. Yeah, I think you can call me Jaga anyway. What do I say? Talk shows do captivate, radio as well as TV audience for a variety of reasons, I thought. Usually they are because they're celebrity fans, or they want to learn from those who are experts or successful in life, and to know about it, and also as entertainment, particularly if dirty linen is washed in the public. I'm not referring to this show. My mom used to say when we were kids, that there's a commotion next door, we used to peep through the window, and she said, no, don't do that. A commotion next door, it shouldn't be a tamasha for us, isn't it? So I think the media now does that in a way, but Menaca, Meet Menaca show is different altogether. And before I go any further, people often used to say life is for living, isn't it? It's just not mere survival or existence. I don't know how much people, go into deeper into this. My personal view is that as a default setting, our body mechanism is geared in such a way that all the sense organs are constantly searching for threat. So in a way, I think the mind is skewed in a negative way because we are anticipating danger all the time. So we ought to reprogram, and that's it I call empowerment. So empowerment is not just having a voice or, what do they call these days? Assertive training. Empowerment is more than that. I mean, it's not just for victory, find victory. It's for virtues as well. And it's not conquest, it's control. And also, it's not reaching heights or peaks, it's for peace of mind. I mean, again, empowerment is not accumulating wealth because it's health as well. Because what's the point of having wealth if you have poor health? So I think this show, we've had the opportunity of medical experts and, talking about physical as well as mental health. What's one point. The other thing I feel is that people often want to remain in comfort zone, which is like living as frogs in the well, isn't it? So we ought to come out of the comfort zone, which is again the idea of empowerment. And raising awareness is another thing which we often mention, and we've touched that in various episodes. Mainly as social issues on taboos as well as stigma, which is useful to overcome. So that's another way of coming out of comfort zone. And also the awareness should be at a personal level. I mean, in a way, it's about people use these buzzwords, self-reflection, soul searching. Again, they have much more deeper meaning. And the word reflection means it's a replica of the exact picture. It's not projection. It's often we find our weakness in other people. That's projection. So there's another mechanism called transference, which is also, identifying somebody else's, who we have made a preconceived idea, and then we project that to another person. So self-reflection. I'll come to that in a detail. The next point is this platform also, I'm sure, serves as a support group. Everyone actually has a life story to tell, and people often think they have the greatest story to tell. It's like saying, I am the number one in the league of people who worry, isn't it? Everybody thinks they are the worst warriors in life, but until they meet another person who is similarly or more worrying than him. So it is not just of course, a problem. Yeah, it's a problem shared. This is true, but it should work as a learning curve as well. And again, how do we do that? I mean, that's what I mentioned. I have already mentioned earlier about the words of soul searching and self-reflection. So I will finish with 2 points really. One, I think simple story. It's not a story. It's short vignette. It's like saying a patient goes to the doctor and then he's demonstrating to the doctor that he's got soreness all over the body, and he's touching his head, and it's hurtful, and he's touching his chest, and then he's touching his tummy and saying it's hurtful. The doctor examines, there's nothing, no, he can't find anything. And he looks at his hand, and the hand is sore, he's got an inflammation. I mean, it's only a joke, but it actually conveys what I'm going to tell next. One is a quote, I think it's by Sadhguru, I only picked up 2 days ago. It says, don't be an issue. If you're not an issue, nothing becomes an issue. I think he took that in one of the Buddha's quote, which is Sadhguru, of course, adds humor to that. I am sure many of you have heard about Sadhguru. Buddha's quote goes like this: that is, everything becomes bothersome because how you are reacting it. So, in other words, the other person or what is happening shouldn't be a bother to you. Only because you are reacting to it, it becomes a problem. So, in a way, overcoming that is also a part of empowerment, I think. And I'm sure this platform has really it has become a life changing, I think, for many people, particularly who are not used to, some of the things I mentioned. And also, I feel, you don't have to cross paths for someone to change your life at the comfort of your sofa, isn't it? This program is launched, and even if you miss it, you can watch it on YouTube. Lastly, I have to congratulate Menaca and the team for having achieved this wonderful program and completed over a year. And I give all my best wishes to them to carry on doing the good work. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jagannathan. What I always love about your words is that you sprinkle it with a good dose of humor. So even the heaviest things become so light and so wonderful to hear that you would just want to continue hearing you for times to come. Thank you, Dr. Jagannathan, for those kind words.
Thank you.
Okay, and now after the participants, I guess, why not hear something from our team members, from our committee members? What have they got to say? And what better person to start with than Julie, somebody whom I've known for a short while now, somebody whose marketing and PR instincts and always full of ideas, and perhaps one of the most energetic people that I have met. So Julie would surely want to hear a lot from you. Over to you.
Thank you, Rohan, for your kind words. What a lovely introduction. Well, first of all, congratulations to Menaca on creating such a thriving, lively community for us all to connect within and truly discuss issues and hear about issues that perhaps we wouldn't normally raise. I have learned so much from being on the committee and being part of this community, and I'm so thankful, A, to be part of it, and B, that Menaca actually invited me to come along on the journey. So thank you, Menaca, and many congratulations.
Thank you.
I have to applaud Dr. Yeager on his comments, because as I was scribbling down what I wanted to say today, I'd like to think that maybe we were like minds thinking alike on some level here, because what I wrote was that the show supports all of us and informs us on how to live an empowered and fulfilled life, which I think Dr. Yeager touched on in his remarks. It shows us all, I think, in ways that we can all relate to, how we can make choices. It informs us all. And I think Menaca and the team, we've lived to your values of empowering people. And I just think that is so, so important for all of us today. I think also the show has helped to open doors and led the way to inviting discussion around topics that perhaps we wouldn't have been comfortable talking about before. I know I've learned a lot, particularly around dowry, which I have gone on to explore and research myself. It's just been such an eye-opener. One of those ears pinned back, eyes wide open, like, wow, this is incredible. Some of it, unfortunately, very touching and sad, but that's the reality. I think it also, the show has done a great job in normalizing some things that perhaps were not talked about before. It's kind of opened the door to make the discussion, helped us to ask tough questions and really reflect on what that means to us in our lives. So I love being part of this team. I look forward to continued success, and I can't wait to see what we do next. Thank you, everyone, for making me so welcome. And thanks to the audience for participating and supporting in ways we could never have imagined. So thanks a lot for the opportunity, Rohan, and congratulations again on your leadership, Menaca.
Thank you so much, Julie.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you for those beautiful words. And I guess, a big thank you to you as well for your excellent contributions behind the scene, without which we wouldn't have reached here. I guess Julie's words just makes me remember one, discussion we've had a while back, and that is getting represented so beautifully today. That our show is all about the special journeys of normal, regular people like you and me, and that's exactly what each one of us is able to share. It's about our journey. It's about us at the end of the day, and that's exactly what's being represented. Thank you, Julie, once again. Moving on to another team member, to another committee member, whom I always, salute or give kudos to his grit and determination to be present every time at this unearthly hour for him. So Raj Mathwan, over to you.
So thank you, Rohan, for introducing in such a way that I have a very dedication to attend this show. And thank you, Menaca, for inviting me. And in fact, I received the invitation only yesterday. I was on vacation 1 month in Toronto. When I came back and I got this invitation. So anyway, I'm very delighted to contribute to this show. A bit of introduction about me. I am Raj Mathavan, coming from British Columbia province in Canada. And I also am proud to say that I'm a part of the production team of Meet Menaca Celebrating You. I participate in most of the shows as much as I can. But remember that being in British Columbia, we are 8 hours behind from UK. So I had to wake up at 5 o'clock to be at the show at 6 o'clock. And this is on Sunday. So Saturday means it's a long night watching movies. Sometimes I had only 3 hours of sleep to wake up and to be part of the show. Why I'm saying all these things is, unless something that I like about Meet Menaca shows, I wouldn't have bothered to set up alarm to wake up in the morning on a Sunday morning to attend these shows. So what are the driving force for me to be part of this show? I'm going to talk about the driving force that makes me participate in the show that will help more people with no excuses and support our shows. The first thing that I like to share is the topics. And the second one is the speakers. The third one is the team members that I'm part of, and the audience, you. The topics for these shows are very, very excited to me. That was the very driving force to be part of the show. Topics on health and fitness, personal development, relationships, parenting, and all depending on the circumstances, we all need answers in most of these issues at some time or other. But here in this show, that we receive answers for most of the issues that we cannot even ask other people, because we have experts in various fields that comes on the show and share their wisdom with us. And so we get all the answers, or most of the answers, or even we have an opportunity to talk one-on-one in the show, which really, really fascinated to me. And that was one of the most driving force for me to be part of the show in a continuous basis. I just met a few of the topics and speakers that really were my favorites. Suja Correa's dowry system in marriages, and another show on living together. Rita Dinesh's gender-based violence. Dr. Kanda Naranjan's successful aging. Dr. Tarani Nitkumar's waterworks after 50s. Rohan Mehra's mental well-being. Dr. Khan's COVID-related issues. Chris Nath's dealing with discrimination. Dr. Arani Nitkumar's brain health. Raj Rudran's financial management, and Kirbe Howard's sexual abuse. These are one of the most of my favorite shows that I have watched in this platform. Secondly, the speakers. Experts come on platforms, spend their time absolutely free of charge. And many of the speakers are from our own background and understand our own issues. And at times I was surprised that from our community, our people from our background, such experts in medical field, experts in legal fields, that we do have. I wouldn't have known these experts if I'm not part of this show. So I'm very, very surprised that in UK you have lots of people among our folks have leading people in their own fields. Thirdly, the team. I'm a firm believer of you are who you are associating with. But through this team, I'm associating with very positive-minded people. Everyone uplifts you when you're down or hurt. So that's one of the driving force for me to be part of this team is the people in the team, people in Meet Menaca group. Fourthly, the audience. One thing I've noticed that many are repeated guests that comes on every program week after week. So that is actually interesting. They are loyal to those who produce the show and who are the reasons the Meet Menaca Celebrating You goes on week after week for the last 1 year. I've seen many repeat. I'm going to repeat this. I've seen many of you are repeated guests in the show, which we have to applaud and be happy and proud of. I didn't mention this as a fifth one, but the fifth reason that I am part of the show is Menaca. I always say that I could not say no to Menaca. When Menaca invited me to be part of the show, I couldn't say no. She has a very sweet personality. It's very difficult to say no to her. In conclusion, I'm proud and thankful for being invited to say a few words in this occasion when Meet Menaca Celebrating You celebrates the 1 year anniversary. Thank you very much, Menaca. Thank you very much to the team for inviting me. And thank you very much, Rohan, for introducing me.
Thank you. Thank you, Raj. I guess those words mean a lot, and you are an inspiration in the team without a doubt. I mean, perhaps one of the most, you can say, forthcoming team members, and always there, full of energy, contributing, even at this unearthly hour. Thank you. Thank you so much for being there. And I guess I'll just add on and twist your words a little. As you said that it's difficult to say no to Menaca. Let me rephrase it. It is impossible to say no to Menaca. And the next man who's going to speak is going to vouch for the same. So from one Raj to another, right? Somebody who's been our mentor, somebody who's waited patiently for, listening to everybody today before he shares his thoughts. Over to you, Raj Rudran.
Thank you, Rohan, for the opportunity. And also just listening to all the speakers has been really worthwhile for me. Now I get a feedback of the show. And all these days I had to watch so many episodes, even though I don't attend all the shows. I go back and watch quite a few of them, if not all. So here I'm getting it from the horse's mouth. The people who have enjoyed it made comments, and that registers. The reason for that is there is a gap in the society, an unfulfilled gap, and that is being filled. So we have taken the first step, doing this. How do we take it to the next stage? That's been working on my mind. For example, there are people with issues who are suffering in silence, and they are not well informed. They are unable to take charge of their lives. So this program is giving them the opportunity, the tools. But it's like any tool that you use. I mean, you may get the processes, you know how to handle it, or but you don't apply that. So could we now, for the second year and the third year, could we push this forward to make sure there are measurements in place, or we get some feedback or monitor these people at least to make sure they are going to benefit and we see success. That's something in my mind. I very often talk to Menaca, challenging what the next steps are, challenging views, etc. So we will continue to challenge ourselves. That's a promise for ourselves, right? Then let's go back. It has been an amazing success, right? To have about people from 45 countries and nearly 1,000 registrants for this program watching it intently and giving such feedback. That's amazing. And COVID has been a catastrophic pandemic. We all know that. Right? But there have been some silver linings. So the way technology has transformed such meetings, the way the working patterns have changed, that has been expedited by COVID. Along with came Menaca's program as well, because I know prior to COVID, around that time, Menaca was inundated with calls from the UK as well as abroad. People from Canada has been calling, and she wouldn't, of course, being a professional, she wouldn't disclose all the details, but she would tell me what type of problems are being addressed here. So she has been doing that, and she came up with this Soul Strings program. Unfortunately, some group had that name there, and we had to change that to Meet Menaca. And not to make the same mistake again, she registered the trademark as. So just going back to Menaca again, she started being an ambassador for women's empowerment at a very young age. And she followed the footsteps of her mother. Her mother in Trincomalee was, she organized a women's welfare organization along with another teacher of Menaca, which Menaca was part of. So the mother had instilled some good sense or virtues in Menaca's mind, and she continued to do that. And having got here, also I need to digress a bit. The difference between a winner and loser is that the winner doesn't fall off at the first hurdle. They overcome that and then fight on. That's what she did. She faced challenges. We all face challenges, right? We may not even recognize that we are facing a mental health issue. We don't even recognize. I personally wouldn't recognize if I had one, right? But what we need to do is to overcome those and do something with that. And that's exactly what she has done. She has now come and helped the other people. So, and then we talked about the mission for the group, and the mission, I need to spell it out for the sake of the other people listening here. So the mission of the group is to bring impactful and lasting behavioral changes at a personal level, which would significantly improve their own lives primarily, and their relationships with the family and the society at large. This is a very significant statement. That's what we are going for, or Menaca and you guys, all the team members are going for. This is a big thing. So this, if you are doing this, we are successfully doing it for 53 episodes gone, right? So we need to keep searching ourselves to say how we improve it, and we will talk about it at the next committee meeting. Going on, Menaca didn't do this single-handed. Even though she was the inspiration, she was the founder, and she had this chief of staff. I mean, even the chief of staff, she invites me. That's not an invitation. That's a summoning. I had to be here. That's of course Kirubai. Right? And then we have a very willing. I'm not going to. I'm taking the names as they come. I'm not doing it in any order, right? We have Tara Shanmugna, very willing person. Anything she is willing to raise her hand and do it. Then we have Krish, our resident professor, who has been a practitioner and a lecturer and always challenging. Being a lecturer, I suppose, being a lecturer, he is challenging. And that's very good because we need to be challenged. Otherwise, we get too complacent. And fitly, he's also in charge of our compliance. Then we have Dr. Kanta Niranjan with a wide network. She brings people from various other specialities whenever we want, and she's always there. And also she contributes a lot to the charities. Then we have Vani Anandarajan. I think it's my duty to mention all these names and thank them. That's why I'm mentioning all these names. And of course, she's the head of all the ambassadors for the program. We have the other eloquent, very eloquent, bubbly person, Mr. Rohan Mitra, always there, marketing the committee and all the services. Then we have Julie Tushingham. She's always a calming influence, right? She's challenging in a different sense. She is also challenging, but you would not know you are being challenged. That's the difference. Then we have Raj Madhavan, of course, he wakes up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I hardly do that nowadays. Yeah, so he's so keen and great to have. We have Swati Panva from ambassador in India. We are always having meetings at awkward times, and she manages to attend. And the last person I'd like to mention is Frank. I have only had dealings with him a couple of times, but he's there working on our behalf in UAE. So he's there. I have missed out Rupak, not because he doesn't contribute. He contributes a great deal, but I haven't met him personally. So Rupak, thank you very much for all your effort. And I think I have taken care of all the people who are the real contributors to this show. And lastly, what I want to do is, guys, please do continue to empower the people and also help them to emerge and evolve and elevate their lives individually and also collectively. Thank you for all the help, and continue to do your best. And that's what you do. You are doing your best. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Raj, for those beautiful words. I guess we need a leader like you, right? Always showing us the guiding torch so that we are able to contribute in our small little ways. Thank you. Thank you so much, Raj.
You're being too kind.
So now, after we've heard our speakers, heard our committee members, heard our participants, right? How can an anniversary be done without some fun, without some music, without some poetry, right? And now, we've done the you part. Now let's do the celebrating. Okay. So to begin with, why not start with a few songs? And who better than Manoja Seelan, if I'm pronouncing your name correctly, ma'am? If you could just come on and, make us witness your melodious voice. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Menaca. Congratulations, Menaca. I just want to say a few words about Menaca. So when I was in a hard time, she helped me a lot. She's helped everywhere for, everywhere, not only this. Even personally, she helped me a lot. Congratulations, Menaca. You need to keep doing all this good work.
Oh, thank you so much, Menaca.
Thank you, Menaca. I'm starting in Vanile now. ஈரோடை போலவே என் தன்மை நீராட வந்ததே என் வெண்மை. நீரோடை போலவே என் தன்மை நீராட வந்ததே என் வெண்மை. சிரிக்கும் விழிகள் ஒரு மயக்கம் பரவுதே. வார்த்தைகள் தேவையா? என் வானிலே ஒரே வெண்ணிலா. நான் பாடும் கீதங்கள் நீக்கும் கோலங்கள் நான் பாடும் கீதங்கள் இரண்டு நதிகளும் வரும் இரண்டு கரையிலே வெள்ளங்கள் என்றல்லவா. என் வானிலே ஒரே வெண்ணிலா. காரை மேகங்கள் கவிதை தாரகை ஊர்வலம். என் வானிலே ஒரே வெண்ணிலா. Thank you, Menaca.
Thank you, ma'am. I guess I was so lost in that music that I actually did not want to disturb you or get disturbed, and hence the mute. Thank you. Thank you so much for that melodious recitation, I would say. Right? I guess the music touched the heart and your voice gave it beautiful company. Thank you, Manoja, ma'am. Thanks a lot for this lovely present. Thank you. And now, right, after a beautiful song, right, what about poetry to the ears? And we have amongst us Dr. Pallavi, who's a renowned poet in herself, as well as she shared that one of her songs is actually even featured in a movie. So, ma'am, over to you. We would love to listen to your poetry. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Rohan, and thank you for making me a part. Thanks, Dr. Menaca. It's an opportunity, and when I was seeing all the people speaking about it and all the presentations, I know what all I have missed. So I'm going to go back and replay a lot of the videos now. Congratulations to the entire team, first of all, to bringing all those different topics. I've hardly seen any one platform doing it, to be honest. These topics, like in poetry also, if you talk about mental illness, audience gets like, you get these kind of reactions. Are itna serious kaun sunega? Why are you speaking so seriously? Talk about love, talk about all these things. So yes, making a platform out of all these important topics, hats off to you guys. And yes, without wasting more time, I'll just start. So basically I write and I recite in Hindustani language. That's my first language, which is a mixture of Hindi. Most of the terms are Hindi. So I'll start with the couplet and I'll tell you the meaning of it. So this couplet is not mine. This is by Majroo Sultan Puriji. He has been a writer. So this is for your platform, guys. And I think any platform that stays connected like this is for all those platforms, and especially for yours now, for your platform now. कि मैं अकेला ही चला था जानिबे मंजिल मगर, which means I was all alone when I started walking. मैं अकेला ही चला था जानिबे मंजिल मगर, लोग साथ आते गए और कारवां बनता गया. People came and it became a community, it became a group. So congratulations. And the fact that you guys celebrate stories, every story has a story behind it. So I don't know if you will clearly understand the meaning of every word, but I guess it's just normal Hindi language. So I'll just recite it. हर एक कहानी के पीछे एक और कहानी होती है. There's a story behind every story. So हर एक कहानी के पीछे एक और कहानी होती है. एक सबको सुननी होती है, एक हमें सुनानी होती है. Like there's one story which everybody wants to hear, कि हाँ ये सुनाओ अच्छा क्या हुआ आपकी लाइफ में. And one story will be the story that you want to tell the world. So thanks for providing that platform to people where they can share their stories. हर एक कहानी के पीछे एक और कहानी होती है, एक सबको सुननी होती है, एक हमें सुनानी होती है. जितने भी किरदार यहाँ उन सबकी एक कहानी है. बचपन में जिसने जो देखा उसकी एक झलक जवानी है. बन जाता है नासूर कभी जो चोट पुरानी होती है. हर एक कहानी के पीछे एक और कहानी होती है. एक बात जहन में रहती है. So the paragraph that I just spoke, it talks about that all the things that happen to us in our childhood, बन जाता है जितने भी किरदार यहाँ उन सबकी एक कहानी है. All the characters have a particular story. जितने भी किरदार यहाँ उन सबकी एक कहानी है. बचपन में जिसने जो देखा उसकी एक झलक जवानी है. Whatever we go through in our childhood, we become replica of that. So we'll always stay connected to that. बचपन में जिसने जो देखा उसकी एक झलक जवानी है. बन जाता है नासूर कभी जो चोट पुरानी होती है. बचपन में in childhood, if you get a small, burn or anything, it can lead to an infectious thing also later. So this relates to that things. Your bachpan needs to be sorted. Your childhood needs to be sorted. एक बात जहन में रहती है, एक बात ये दिल धड़काती है. 100 बातों की एक बात है वो जो बात ना बाहर आती है. Something that stays inside us can kill us. This paragraph is the gist of that. एक बात जहन में रहती है, एक बात ये दिल धड़काती है. 100 बातों की है एक बात है वो जो बात ना बाहर आती है. हर बात जो तेरी सुनता है उसे बात बतानी होती है. A patient listener is dying inside to tell his or her story to the world. So a person who listens very cautiously to you or listens to everything, just go and speak to that person because that person really wants to speak to you also. हर बात जो तेरी सुनता है उसे बात बतानी होती है. हर एक कहानी के पीछे एक और कहानी होती है. कुछ पाने, and this is the last verse, कुछ पाने की धुन में अक्सर कितना कुछ कर जाते हैं. कुछ पाने की इस धुन में अक्सर कितना कुछ कर जाते हैं. हम बाहर से हम अक्सर वो होते ही नहीं जो चेहरा यहाँ दिखाते हैं. इतने चेहरे क्यों रखते हैं? Why we put on so many faces? इतने चेहरे क्यों रखते हैं? सच्चाई छिपानी होती है. Because there's nobody out there to listen to us. इतने चेहरे क्यों रखते हैं? सच्चाई छिपानी होती है. हर एक कहानी के पीछे एक और कहानी होती है. एक सबको सुननी होती है, एक हमें सुनानी होती है. And the gist of it is, आओ बैठो और बात करें. So the basic thing is कि ये सब हमारे साथ होता है and everybody goes through it. And we need people in our life to, who tells us, ki, come on, tell me your story. I want to listen to you. I want to listen to the things that you are keeping inside you. So yes, thank you for providing that platform to all the people out there. and I am for sure going to go and replay. I'm sorry I was translating. I hope you understood the gist of the poetry. I did not want to recite something which is not my forte. So yeah, this is something that I really relate to this platform. So yeah, that's it. That's from my side, Dr. Pallavi Mahajan.
Thank you, Dr. Pallavi. I guess everyone understood every bit of it because it's the meaning, it's the way it came across, which is more important than any language. And इस कहानी के पीछे अनेक कहानियां हैं. I can guarantee you that.
बहुत कहानियां हैं. Thank you so much. Yeah, I met Dr. Pallavi on a dental conference, and she asked me an important question. Do you want to share, Pallavi?
Yes, so I asked ma'am, basically at that time I was very confused. Like, I am a dentist, I have done my master's in dentistry, I'm a root canal specialist. So ideally I should have opened my clinic, I should be, focused on earning and treating patients. And there I was hosting her in a platform and, reciting my stories and reciting my poetries to her in a very excited mood. Ma'am, I've written this, I've written that. And her story inspired me a lot because something's happened, behind the scenes. Before going to camera, we just have a conversation, a little conversation. And during the question answer round, I asked her that there's a question from my side that I'm not sure, like, where should I keep my writing thing? Should I pursue it, or should I, just keep it as a passion and focus on my, not be a performer or a speaker and just be a dentist and focus there. Then she told me that, okay, you think tomorrow you have a patient in the morning for whom you have to do root canal treatment. And then there's a show where you have to go and speak to audience and perform, which is the thing that you can miss. Man, okay, I'll reschedule my patient, but I will not let go of that, speaking to audience. So she said, okay, there you got your answer. So yes, I got my answer. And I'm trying to manage both, juggling between both, because honestly, I enjoy doing both. And I can do it. Writing is something that I can do sitting at my home. And thanks to platforms, and thanks to, like, now I know that Meet Menaca show is there. So I know that where I can, be there and recite something. So yes, I'm been trying to juggle. So thanks, ma'am. Thank you so much for that, insight, that go for what you want and go really for what you want and you'll get it. So now I've written a song in a Bollywood movie also. The song is a shadi song, not exactly my genre, but it was a lovely experience. So yes, I'm very happy and I'm going to continue both the things. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Menaca. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Dr. Pallavi. We are so proud कि इस कहानी के साथ एक और कहानी जुड़ गई. So after that beautiful couplet, again some music to the ears, after some poetry to the ears, and who better than our one-band army, and that is Kirubai. Right? She wears too many hats as it is. I can't ever give her a title. And here she's wearing a dual hat of playing the guitar as well as singing. I need not say more. I only listen from now on. Over to you, Kirubai.
Thank you, Rohan. Maybe there's a saying that goes that you can't be master in everything. So, but I try my best. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy 1 year anniversary Meet Menaca talk show that we all are part of and we are proud to be. Empowering people, empowering others, and on the same journey, empowering ourselves. Congratulations and celebration when I tell everyone that you're in love with me. Congratulations and jubilation. I want the world to know I'm happy as can be. Who would believe that I could be happy and contented? I used to think that happiness hadn't been invented, but that was in the bad old days before I met you. When I let you walk into my heart. Congratulations and celebration when I tell that you are in love with me. Congratulations and jubilation. I want the world to know I'm happy as can be. Who would believe that I could be happy and contented? I used to think that happiness hadn't been invented, but that was in the bad old days before I met you. When I let you walk into my heart. Congratulations and celebration when I tell everyone that you are in love with me, meet Menaca. Congratulations and jubilation. I want the world to know I'm happy as can be. I want the world to know I'm happy as can be. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Kirubai, we can proudly tell you that we all are as happy as we can be after hearing that. And there's more happiness coming your way for sure. Yes. And when Kirubai has set the note, set the bar so high, right, I cannot continue without some more music. And we have another beautiful committee member, right, on the keyboard. Tara, over to you.
Thank you, Rohan. Congratulations, Menaca and everybody. This song is a Tamil song called Haira Haira.
Tara, how I wish that could have gone on and on. At least I can vouch for myself. I could have heard it for another hour. Thank you. That was really nice. That was really nice. I never knew I'm in such esteemed company, right? And we have, new talents coming out in every celebration. I'm now looking forward to the next one.
Thank you.
Okay. So now with some music to the ears, right? I cannot somehow control myself always. So I have a short couplet or a poetry to share with all of you. So I thought, when there is an opportunity, let me jump onto the bandwagon. So this is just a short poetry from me, and I just hope all of you all like it. This is, of course, about Meet Menaca and our journey with it. So our baby was born just last year. To all of us founders, it was very dear. It was not something small or mere. We wanted to talk on topics without fear. We took our baby steps and began our journey in first gear. We didn't know how many were ready to hear or were open to the idea of lending an ear. But on our goal, we were very clear to speak on topics which were considered far, though they were very near. We needed your support so that we could steer. We wanted to drive this vehicle, but only with all of you in the rear. Along the journey, I'm sure we all did shed a few tears. Not to forget, we even changed our identity to be more clear. But today, as I speak in front of you right here, my heart swells with pride and cheer. We made it this far without fear. A big thank you to each and every peer. The journey has just begun and the goal is yet not near. But with this beautiful community, always ready to cheer, I'm sure we will traverse many more milestones without an iota of fear. Happy first anniversary, Meet Menaca. You are and will always be very, very, very dear. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rohan. It was excellent presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That was just my small way of contributing to this beautiful first anniversary. Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope I was able to pass my message on to all of you. And after some poetry from my side, time again for some music. And who better than Manoja ma'am to share another beautiful song with us. Ma'am, over to you.
Thank you. மரமாய் மாறிவிட்டாய் நாடி துடிப்போடு நடமாடி நீ வாழ்கிறாய் நெஞ்சில் நீ வாழ்கின்றாய் என்னை காட்டும் சங்கீதம் நீ அல்லவா உன்னை சீராட்டும் பொன்னோஞ்ச நானல்லவா பூலோகம் போனால் காற்றின்றி போனால் இந்த ஜீவன் இந்த மூச்சு காற்றாகுமே ஆகாயம் போனால் தெரியாமல் போனால் இந்த ஜீவன் இந்த மூச்சு காற்றாகுமே அன்பை நான் இருந்தேன் வெள்ளை காகிதமாய் என்னில் நீ வந்தாய் பேசும் ஓவியமாய் தீபம் நீ என்றால் அதில் நான் திரியாகிறேன் தினம் திரியாகிறேன் என்னை தாளாட்டும் சங்கீதம் நீ அல்லவா உன்னை சீராட்டும் பொன்னோஞ்சல் நான் அல்லவா நெய்மலை என்பதா இல்லை தீ என்பதா அந்த ஆகாயம் நிலங்காற்று நீ என்பதா மினகா நீ என்பதா என்னை காலாட்டும் சங்கீதம் நீ அல்லவா உன்னை சீராட்டும் பொன்னோஞ்சல் நான் அல்லவா. Menaca, I just want to say one word from this song. I love it. The reason I sang this song for you. வெறும் பேப்பரா இருந்த என்னை ஒரு இது உலகமாக்கினேன். That's a meaning. Thanks for that, Menaca.
Thank you so much. It's so humbling, but you did. Everyone goes through their journey themselves. The meaning is someone who has been as a paper can become bloom and become a world. But I can't take any credit. But it's very generous. Thank you so much, Manager. Means a lot. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Manoja ma'am, for that beautiful rendition of that song. And now I'll reiterate Dr. Bala's words, sir. As you said initially, 2 hours have passed and we haven't even realized, right? And I'm sure we all would want the show to go on and on. But I guess all celebrations have to end somewhere so that we have something to look forward to as our next celebration. And because there are so many yous involved out here, I guess this celebration will never get over. But on behalf of today's evening, I would surely want to now pass on the baton to Kirubai to please share a vote of thanks.
On behalf of Meet Menaca Celebrating You talk show, we would like our Facebook live participants, we want to really thank you for your support and dedication, and for all those who have given their time and their love and support on this platform, on this Zoom platform. Our sincere thanks on behalf of Menaca and her team. We really appreciate you and all that you have said today. We really appreciate, and it gives us a lot of hope and strength to run this race together with Menaca. And it's really humbling, as Menaca has said. She started this run with the baton of understanding that she wanted to do something, and people came alongside. And with this support, it is made possible for this show to go on for this last 1 year. But my thank you will never end without my coming up with an acronym. And We celebrate you, and we want to celebrate the word C today, and that is community spirit. We are all in it together to win it. E for the spirit of excellence that we find on this show and with your participation and together with the team. L for the leadership that Menaca and many others on the show have shown. With the team, we aspire to be great leaders to bring the change. E stands for in an emerging world, making a difference. B stands for a beacon of light in this dark, sad, wicked world where everything is falling apart. But Meet Menaca can be that beacon of light. R, a ray of hope to the hopeless. A for authentic, T for timely, and E for an enthusiastic group of people to make this world a better place. We want to celebrate you. Together, we celebrate Meet Menaca and the first year celebration. Thank you, and bless all of you.
Thank you, Kirubai. What better words to end the show than your famous acronyms? And now I guess the whole idea is, I would say the journey has, the first year has not ended, right? The second year has begun. I guess that's a better way to look at things. So I would want to look at it afresh and say, what's going to be next? What's going to be first day, first show in terms of the year 2? And that is on Life of a Widow by Ghazala Jabin. So I hope all of you who've tuned in today, as well as others who couldn't come in today, but would love to see all of you in the next show, next Sunday, same time, same place. Thank you so much once again, everyone, for showcasing your talents, sharing your experiences, and most importantly, staying true to this platform, which, as Kirubai put it, is real people, real stories. Thank you so much, everyone. Good night, take care, and have a safe week and life ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Really appreciate all of you coming here. Stay safe. Be happy and keep smiling till we see you next week. Thank you so much, Rohan. You did a wonderful job. Thank you.